Hey, I'm Butterfly.
Hey, I'm Firefly.
Have you ever wondered if we aren't being told the truth about everything?
What have we been lied to about? Join us as we have conversations and ask questions about everything. We invite you to keep an open mind and consider the unfathomable.
Let's break the chains that enslave our minds. Come on, let's go down the rabbit hole.
What's up, Butterfly?
Hey, Firefly, what's going on?
We have our first recording in the new year.
Happy New
Happy
Year.
New Year to you.
Yeah.
This is exciting.
Is this a New Year's rabbit hole?
It's a New Year's rabbit hole. We already kind of did a New Year's roundup,
I know.
which is kind of like the chemicals that they use to get rid of the invasive species. But we're not going to do a roundup today. Now we're just kind of getting back into like it's not like a special year-end episode. We're just kind of doing, hey, it's our first episode.
Yeah, it's just a normal, everyday kind of rabbit hole
It's
for
a
us.
more, yeah, it's just we just found another rabbit hole.
Yeah, because you can never run out.
No.
There's always a rabbit hole.
Well, unfortunately, there's always a rabbit hole, especially these days because there's so many bad actors.
I know.
Rabbit holes are created by bad actors.
Totally.
They dig them.
Yeah.
So
So,
today, well, because we're talking again about CL.
I
Who's
know.
that?
Well, I hate to mention her name,
Yeah,
but I mean, this isn't all about her,
not
Candace
all
Owens.
about Candace Owens.
This is about a lot of them. But my question,
No, but it's about
what
CL.
it is,
What's the other thing that CL is?
Captain Obvious,
Well, that's what CL. But there's another CL, controlled.
controlled opposition. Yes.
That's what we're talking
Yeah.
about today. So it's not just
No,
Candace.
it's all of them.
All of the controlled opposition.
Yeah.
These are all people who we feel. And this just see, we're not telling people what to think like Ben Shapiro does.
No.
Ben Shapiro goes, "I'm right.
He's like, you think like me or else.
You better think like me. I'm right.
Or you're just crazy and you're horrible.
You're horrible. And if I take off my yarmulke, you're gonna see my horns." But
Totally.
but so anyways, what we're going to talk about today is the fact that all of the controlled opposition, not only do they work in conjunction junction, remember our episode?
Mm-hmm.
Conjunction junction,
Yeah.
but they kind of turn on each other.
Yeah. So my question is, and I think this is the title for this episode, is there dissension in the ranks?
Dissension in the
I
ranks.
feel like there's dissension in the ranks because um, this goes, well, okay, so all of this stuff is controlled opposition, but what made me really start asking this question was, you know how there's the right and then there's the left?
Yes.
Supposedly, there's two different sides. Well, I was noticing, like with the right, they are putting on a lot of like big flashy shows with like all of this Erica Kirk stuff. And there's like these, did you hear about Amfest? Amfest.
That was the festival that Tucker shows up at.
Yeah.
Tucker shows up at, and this was his speech. He goes, excuse me, those people from country from 1948, we need to stop discriminating. Just because there's a couple of bad actors from there, they're not all bad.
Oh God.
That was his talk track at Amfest.
Okay, so he's like trying to be like
He's like,
good again or something.
notice my bracelet
Yeah,
and worship me.
totally. Well, like that Amfest thing seemed to go on like a really long time, didn't
Well,
it?
did you
It seemed
see
to last a long time.
Erica Kirk made an appearance there?
Yeah.
And she came out like Vanna White.
Yeah, she
She
came out like Vanna White. She's like wearing sequins and there's fireworks exploding around her. Like
kind of a weird tenor for a grieving widow.
it was weird. It was super weird. And so I was listening to some of the controlled opposition earlier, and a lot of them were pointing out these like strange things that were happening that just doesn't seem quite normal or right. You know, like
Yeah.
this grieving widow, like just a few months after her husband was so brutally murdered in front of everybody, they've got like these events where she's showing up and she seems really happy and
Sequins doesn't seem like the right attire.
no. And then I guess they had like a tent set up at this event that was it was like it was like so you could reenact the last event that Charlie Kirk was at. So they had the tent set
Okay.
up that looked like the tent that he was in like when he got shot supposedly so that you could go have selfies and pretend like you were at this tent where he was at. It
Which
seems a little
doesn't
that
see
seems morbid. Kind of
that's
morbid,
morbid. That's
right?
morbid, but it also lends to the idea that we have had that the whole Charlie Kirk quote unquote assassination was just a big movie
Totally.
and it was a set.
Yeah. And so now they just moved that set onto this location.
It's like when you go to
And
Universal Studios and you can go see like the Jaws come out of the water.
yeah,
It's like, come here and take pictures. You
yeah,
can act like you're in the movie too.
totally. So they moved that prop over to this new
And
location
that's what it was.
and they made a new set and now this production is just full of fireworks and it's like all this glitzy glamorous stuff and the leading lady comes out in sequins and she's
And
a
Salty Cracker is like going, excuse me, she's perfect. Don't ever talk bad about her.
yeah. Well, so what I was noticing though is a lot of the people on the so-called right were drawing attention to these strange behaviors and saying how wrong it was and how weird it was. And it was like they were saying how the right has gone off the deep end. And I started thinking, oh, this is interesting. So now it's like they're going against their side, So these so-called right-wing people are now like going against their party, it seems.
Yeah.
And I think the same thing is happening on the left. I think a lot of them are seeing that a lot of these protests, these huge protests that happen, like no kings and like all these other things, are filled with paid protesters. They have these companies that pay and sponsor these people to go to be like this huge force, to come like with thousands of people to make it look like, wow, all these people are protesting so that the walkers watching TV will be like, oh my God, there's so many. I want to go do this, when actually it's not something that happens organically that, people just show up at. It's like created, you
That's
know?
like my theory about remember when I lived in Jersey and they opened up a Chick-fil-A?
Yeah.
And then what happened at the Chick-fil-A?
Yeah. All these people were waiting.
Yeah, it's like,
Like,
well, I've been camping here for 7 days and 7 nights. It's only 32 degrees, but we're waiting for our chicken sandwich.
why would you do that for a chicken sandwich?
I have a feeling they might be paid.
Oh, they are.
So they're
Yeah.
paid to go there and to create
They
this
create
hysteria.
a hype and a hysteria. Yeah.
That's what it is. And
Yeah.
so, I think the same thing happened at what was that thing that they had at the Capitol where they stormed the Capitol? What was that
Oh,
called
yeah.
again?
The January 6th thing?
January 6th.
Yeah.
So I think January 6th had paid
I
agitators.
think so for sure.
So then they have also like they build up the hysteria and the interest in it. So a million people showed up because they're like, "Ooh, look how many people are going to be
Well,
there."
right, because this works for the walkers
So
because
they
they watch
foist
it.
it on
Yeah,
people.
they watch this and then they think, oh, this is popular because we've done so many episodes about how most people are followers. And so if they see something that's, oh, this is popular or this is a huge event, then they want to go join. So, but what I'm
I
noticing
hate
is
that.
it seems like a lot of the people on the so-called left side are turning against their side. And now it seems like a lot of people on the so-called right side are turning against their side. And do you think it's staged or theater, or do you think that that's really happening and they're starting to turn on each other?
No.
There's dissension in the ranks.
I think that the American people, like 99.99% of them, are completely ruled by the media and completely controlled. So remember I watched that James Bond movie and Spectre's all petting his cat? And he's just like, yes, I want you to notice the Japanese fighting fish. And he's got a fish tank and he's got the Japanese fighting fish.
just like taunting the cat.
And well, the cat just sits there and gets pet.
Oh.
So it's Blofeld. And Blofeld is petting the cat, right? And
Mhm.
he's pointing out to his number two. He's going, "Number two, I want you to notice the Japanese fighting fish." And he goes, "They will fight each other until one of them dies and the other one is at the point of death. And then the third one will come in and take over."
Oh,
That's what is going on with the Culture Club.
totally.
So first of all, there's another movie that it reminds me of too. Have you ever seen that movie Safe House with Denzel?
Mm-mm.
And it's got Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and he's like, "Excuse me, I'm tall and good looking,
I heard
so I'm in the Culture
I
Club."
heard he was like a total psychopath. Like somebody from his
I can see that.
I mean randomly, but it was like his teacher from high school or something said that. Like he was
So
psychopath.
when the Culture Club saw him like auditioning for movies, they probably went, "Are you a psychopath?" And
They're
he
like,
went,
"You're
"Yeah."
perfect."
He was good, good, good. A-lister for you.
Yeah.
You're a psychopath. You
Straight to
like to hurt
A-list.
straight to A-list. You're going on all the movies. So he plays the guy who's running the safe house, and Denzel is the ex-CIA guy. Have you noticed there's a lot of plots like this where there's an ex-CIA
Oh
guy who
yeah.
goes rogue?
Yeah, totally.
So he's the rogue,
Hmm.
but then the CIA guys are trying to catch him because he's got a file that's got dirt on all the powerful people.
Oh,
And
interesting.
so now they're trying to kill him.
Uh-huh.
But in pursuit of him, they're all turning on each other and killing each other.
That's what happens.
So that's what's going on. That dynamic, that's revealing the method.
Hmm.
So the safe house is kind of like just a plot, but it's also revealing a certain aspect of the method.
Well, and this is what they do in Hollywood all the time. They
Yeah.
have movies where they're revealing what's actually happening or going to
So
happen.
when you join the culture club, it's not going to work out good for you.
No.
You're going to get betrayed by the other culture club members.
Yeah, and they all seem to think that, if they join the culture club and they are part of this popular in crowd, that, they're just going to stay there and it's all going to be good. But they don't realize that they're all going to turn on each other like wild dogs and run each other under the bus.
You're going to get what's coming to you.
Hmm.
So I think that might be what's going on. So you're asking, is this organic or just people waking up? Unfortunately, no. There are some people who are awake, like our audience. By the way,
Yeah,
we have 1,000 views on one of our episodes.
I know.
That's
I
huge for us.
know.
Some people are like if Candace Owens only got 1,000 views,
She'd
she
be
would
bugged.
jump off a building and
Yeah,
slit her throat on the way down.
I know.
But we're just like, oh my God, 1,000 views?
Well, and we know that when it's 1,000 views, that's probably more like, maybe 10,000.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Because
because
the Indian
the Indian
dudes.
dudes are like, we're not going to let you catch fire.
Yeah, because if we look popular, then more people will want to listen too.
Well, that's
You
right.
know what I mean?
Like if there was like a bunch of paid actors waiting outside our podcast studio to listen to us record and we had 10 million views on every episode, even if that was fake, everyone would listen.
I know.
So I think what's going on is that's not organic. I think that there's people are in bubbles.
Yeah,
So the Candace Owens audience is a bubble, and they're arguing with Alex Jones's audience, which is a bubble.
totally.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
So I think what's going on is, did you hear her too? She used our line.
she did.
What did she say?
Well, a few of them. So she was saying that she thought these people were just all so horrible and soulless, and she was wondering if they were even like human. She said they were like robots or clones.
Like kind of
Yeah,
like our
I
episode that
mean,
we did like a month ago.
we've talked about this in depth.
We did a whole
So,
episode like, what if clones are part of the agenda?
yeah.
That was our episode.
And I think we even discussed how we like thought it could be a possibility that the CO were clones.
I was
You know what
thinking,
I mean?
yeah, Candace is probably a clone. Why?
So
Why
that's
is
why
it?
it was interesting for her to ask that because I'm like, well,
Well, that's the thing.
you could be one of them.
Exactly. Why is it conducive for clones to be the CO? Because what do clones have the ability to do? They can turn off their conscience and they can do evil shit.
They can be severanced.
They can be severanced and
Hmm.
they can just go and be evil all day and then go home and be like, "Hi, honey, what's for dinner?"
Totally.
So I think the reason she's throwing that out there is to try to kind of throw a wet blanket on people's notions that all these people are clones. Because she throws it out there like almost to kind of make it like ridiculous. Like,
Hmm.
yeah, I'm not saying that, but it's kind of like that, so that if anybody's actually coming to that conclusion, they're going to be dispelling that myth.
Exactly. So, I think it's interesting though that, so another thought that I had was, is it possible if so many people are rejecting, like so many people on the right are rejecting the all the antics of the right now, and then there's people on the left that are rejecting the stuff happening on the left. Could it be possible that maybe there's going to be a third party that they're going to come up with? That's, I mean, I know we have like the independent party and that, but I mean like a really strong one that could be like sort of competition for the other two. And maybe that's going to be the party that they want to foist on everybody,
See,
because most people are not like one extreme or the other. In reality, most people are not like super far right wing, and most people are not super like libbed out. Like there's those ones that are loud and you see them, but I think most Americans kind of fall somewhere in the middle. You know what I mean?
you know what? That could be a strategy. I was talking with my mom. She was all mad because of Trump and Venezuela, which we'll talk about on another episode.
That's going to be our next episode.
But she was talking about how everything Trump is doing is because of this guy Roger Stone. And
Oh my
yeah, yeah,
gosh.
yeah, yeah. And she had this other dude, I can't remember who she named, but
Wow, that's sort of random.
she was like saying these guys are the orchestrators of the whole agenda, which is not true. But Roger Stone cut his teeth working for a guy called Barry Goldwater. Have you ever heard of Barry
Mm-hmm.
Goldwater?
Yeah, I heard about that.
So Barry Goldwater was kind of a third party candidate. And same with Ross Perot, remember him?
Mm-hmm.
And Ralph Nader.
Oh yeah,
So sometimes they'll use these third party candidates in order to draw votes away from a candidate who they don't want to win.
exactly.
So they might be doing that now. They
Yeah.
might be saying, okay, well, because what they're looking at is in 2028,
Mm-hmm.
probably, I don't know who is going to be the next president, but it's not going to be voted in. It's going to be selected.
Exactly.
And they're going to have a big theater
Yeah.
about the election.
Yeah.
And the theater might entail some kind of strong third party.
Mm-hmm.
And what I notice about the controlled opposition, who is going to be controlling the controlled opposition controls the elections because everybody votes based on what their bubble is telling them to do.
Exactly.
So the controlled opposition, as we approach the election, might start foisting a third party type of person. And what the controlled opposition does, like Candace and like Alex, is they have a lot of truth. So they go truth, 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 lies.
Lies.
Truth, 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 lies. So they're going to have a lot of truth. This third party person might come out and have a very strong following just based on saying, you know what, I'm tired of this uniparty.
Mm-hmm.
This uniparty is corrupt. And everyone goes, yeah, yeah, I agree, I agree. Let's go with we're independent. We're going to be the middle of the road.
And in reality, they'll be the uniparty.
They'll be the
They'll be
uniparty.
the uniparty.
Because these people, they have no problem lying. So they'll come out and they'll wear, it's kind of like a uniform.
Mm-hmm.
So he'll wear a uniform, but he's really working for Satan.
Yeah.
Remember how Joe Rogan, I told him he should wear a shirt that says, I work for Satan?
Yeah. So perfect.
So these people, they wear a uniform over their t shirt that
Yeah.
says, I work for Satan.
Yeah.
And that uniform might be third party.
Yeah. Third party. Maybe that's what it's going to be called.
Now you
Third
watch.
party.
Right now, there is no third party.
Right.
Right now, today, early January 2026, there is no third party. But the way that I notice how we are is we say stuff and now it's going to ripple through and you watch. As we approach the next election cycle, there's going to be a strong third party
I think
candidate.
so too, because this is so funny. You know what? One of the other things that CO mentioned was that
Captain Obvious.
Captain Obvious. um, was that these like events that the right has seems to sort of resemble a pyramid scheme. Remember we talked about that on our
We talked about
recent
that.
episode too?
Remember what were the two examples we used? Amway
Mm-hmm.
and remember the organic wine that
Yeah,
all of my sales team
I
wanted to
know.
sell? And
And
you're
the
like, I wish I would have done that.
I would have been in on that. But no, I kind of got into one of those pyramid schemes for a brief moment.
And
Yeah.
how does it work? It's kind of like Larry Fink turning everybody into triple M's to the P
Mm-hmm.
because you have somebody on the top and they have the people sell their product for them,
Right.
but then they get the proceeds.
Yeah.
And that's the way that it rolls out. And then they have to go sell the Kool-Aid.
Right.
The Kool-Aid starts from the top, and the person at the top turns everybody into their so they drink the Kool-Aid and then they go serve the Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
That's what a pyramid scheme is.
Yeah.
And that's funny. We did bring that up. So now CO has brought up two of our things that we just brought up
Well, those are just the most recent two. There's been others too.
all the time.
Yeah,
Because that's why I think we have more listeners than we get credit for.
totally.
Because we come up with original, thoughtful insights.
Mm-hmm.
CO is Captain Obvious. She does what she's told.
Mm-hmm.
And I think she's a clone. I do. I'm pretty convinced that
Uh-huh.
all of the controlled opposition are clones.
It's totally possible.
Because remember that dude came out in 1971 and he said human cloning's real.
Yeah, and that was like over 50 years ago.
And he's like, it's going to become a big problem.
Yeah, I think they probably perfected it by now.
You know what? I want to become like Harrison Ford in the original Blade Runner.
Mm.
He's a human, but he can tell a replicant.
Mm-hmm.
He's able to see subtle signs that tell what a replicant is. And now I'm starting to see that Blade Runner movie was revealing the method
Yeah.
because the clones were working on some distant planet
Mm-hmm.
mining for ore. So all the clones go and carry out like the slave labor of the Culture Club. So the controlled opposition, they come out and they do some really
Gnarly.
disgusting things because they come out and they lie to their audience and they placate their audience with lies. That's a disgusting German Shepherd moment.
It is.
So you have to be a clone because a clone will go do disgusting German Shepherd moment things without being encumbered by their conscience.
Right. So you know what one of the other interesting things was that happened at this Amfest. Um
That was Charlie Kirk's like brainchild.
Brainchild. I was just gonna say that. How funny. Um, yeah, well, Erica Kirk in her sequined attire, I guess she announced that JD Vance was gonna be like the next he would probably be
Yeah,
the next president, you know?
JD Vance.
So,
Because what do we know about JD Vance? He, during the last election cycle, went and gave a speech to a whole room full of those people from that country from 1948.
hmm.
And those people from that country from 1948 had rap. They did like,
Oh
you
God.
know who rap.
Oh God. So
And
gross.
he was like down with it. He was like, good, good, good. And then he comes out and he does a speech and he goes, I just want you to know we're going to be putting that country from 1948 first.
Yeah. Yeah, that doesn't make sense. No other country should be first.
I wonder if he plays for
This
the Yankees and the Dodgers.
That's exactly what he's doing. And maybe like I don't know, the Orioles
Is
too.
he a is he a you know who? I
Um
think he is.
he says he's not. I
But
don't
you know what? Sometimes people aren't you know who's, but they are in bed with the you know
Oh
who's.
yeah, totally.
I think that's him.
Yeah.
So that makes sense. So he's being primed to be the next Republican candidate.
Yeah, which I knew as soon as he was chosen or placed as the vice president, I knew for sure that that was what was going to happen. In fact, I actually, right when that happened, I suspected that they might even get rid of Donald Trump and just put him in early, have him in there early. You know what I mean? Which that could still happen. I mean, Donald Trump's only been in for a little over a year, so,
Yeah, he
you
might not
know.
finish his term. And then, you know, I remember JD Vance was doing like a college thing, and some kid asked him a question. And the kid, remember, he kind of lied to the screener. So he told the screener he was going to ask one thing, clearly asked different things. So he gets up there and he goes, I'm Christian. Why are we going to support at the tune of $5 billion a year
Oh yeah.
this country that actually spits on and persecutes Christians that believe like me? And he was like Peter Thiel. Remember Peter Thiel when he was
Yeah,
in
when
that
he was like,
interview?
oh, like he was having a
Yeah,
seizure.
it was like somebody poking him with hot pokers for like 30 seconds.
He couldn't formulate
Elon
anymore.
Musk does that too. It's like they don't want to. They know that they have to play this really because they're never sincere.
No.
That's what none of these people are sincere. None of them come from the heart. Even when they're talking to a 20-year-old kid whose future is all ahead of him, he's gonna lie to him. So he stutters around and he trips all over his tongue for 30 seconds, and then he gives some bland, kind of dismissive answer.
Hmm.
And I was thinking he probably got calibrated because he probably got told, you need to be more bulletproof when somebody talks about that country from 1948.
Totally.
So he's getting primed to be the next controlled opposition leader.
Well, he's been kissing their butts since day one. The people from
Totally.
1940, from the country from 1948. Like he's
Totally.
a total butt kisser for that.
So
So,
he's being primed to be the next he'll be giving speeches at that America, what's it called?
Amfest.
Amfest.
Sounds like Amway, right? Oh,
Totally.
totally.
It's Amway.
It is. Oh,
That's
yeah. It
Amway.
is a
That's what we
total
call it
pyramid.
because that's
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah.
Amfest is a pyramid scheme
Yeah.
because what are they doing at Amfest? They go up and they serve Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
And then what do the listeners do? They take the Kool-Aid and they go serve it to their family and
Yeah.
friends.
They get all riled up and excited, and then they like go repeat what they learned at this event.
So Erica Kirk shows up in sequins and probably looking, she's probably wearing the same dress that she walked down the aisle with Claude Kirk in back in 1971.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, that's your same name, and you're not just looking the same, you're like,
Identical.
you're identical. There's nothing to see here.
Yeah.
I'm convinced that Erica Kirk is a clone.
Yeah, for sure.
And, her and Candace are bosom buddies. Have you noticed?
They go back and forth. And I think that's part of the drama that they're trying to stir up.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Because she's bosom buddies.
Mm.
And remember, she was like going, no, there's nothing to see with
All
her.
right. Don't look at these anomalies.
And now she's kind of changing her tune. So what I noticed that Candace does too is she contradicts herself.
She does.
She's just like, well, my audience is totally blue pilled, so I can come out and say, don't pay attention to Erica Kirk, and then 3 weeks later come out and say, oh yeah, Erica Kirk.
Yeah. So that's why, that's why I've had a couple of German Shepherd moments with Candace. And really you should only have one. When there's a German Shepherd moment for you with
Yeah,
somebody, that a German Shepherd moment is,
it's a German Shepherd
yeah,
moment.
it's a bridge too far.
That's
You
right.
can never, like, you can't really relate to this person again. But she somehow, like, she finds out what her audience is objecting to, and she sort of like reels them back in. And then you sort of like feel like maybe she's redeeming herself in some way, and you kind of like forgive the German Shepherd moment.
Yeah, because
So,
weren't you saying you were listening to the episode like yesterday or today, whenever you were
yeah,
listening, and you were like, she's back to saying good stuff.
yeah, but because I had two German Shepherd moments with her, I just have to keep reminding myself that if I listen to her, I'm listening for the stuff that she's reporting on with the truth, 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 and then I spot the lies, and I have to like listen with discernment.
Well, it's kind of like if Charlie Sheen comes out with another movie.
Yeah,
Like,
you could go
I
watch it, but
Mm,
no,
no, you know what? See, I really liked Major League. Like when he comes out of the bullpen as the Wild Thing and the
yeah.
crowd goes nuts. That's one of my favorite scenes in a movie.
Well, I loved that movie, Lucas.
And Lucas,
I loved that.
so I was like, dude, because you were telling me like all the way back in like the 90s,
Mhm.
you saw that he was disgusting
Yeah,
and said, I don't want anything to do with that guy. He's gross.
yeah.
And so you had thought he was a loser all the way back then. I was still watching his movies up until recently. And I was going, yeah, but dude, Young Guns, he was awesome. He was like, Billy, Billy. But Then he comes out on Joe Rogan, and what did he say?
He's like, I never knew there was a backside to the menu with more choices.
So I have sex with women and men because those offerings on the other side of the menu are enticing to me.
Ugh.
Once he did that, it was a German Shepherd moment. But what you're saying is, I should have already known he was a scumbag back in the 90s.
Well, sometimes it takes us a while to figure these things out.
And
You
I
know?
think that's what's happened with Candace.
Hmm.
See, I kind of was skeptical of Candace the second she came on the scene
Hmm.
because I was like, who is this person? It's, oh, and the other dude is what?
Epiphany. So you know what she said also was that um what was that company that she used to work for? Not PragerU, the one that Ben Shapiro is involved in. Um, what is that company? Anyway, she said that
Blaze.
no, no, no. They are basically she didn't say these exact words, but they were foisting a new girl out there to be like the new Candace Owens, and they were like putting her out with like all this like she has all these listeners and
Well, they did that with Sean Ryan.
well, but you were saying they did that with her.
They did that with
So
her.
I thought it was interesting that she was saying like, "Oh, now there's like a new Candace Owens coming out on the scene because these people are doing it.
Which,
They're creating her."
Candace, I hate to say it, but that probably means you're going to get mothballed.
Mhm.
And maybe they'll roll out her clone like in 30 years in a different capacity
Mhm.
when they need another like token black, chick.
Yeah.
Because that's what she is. She's the token black chick. So what I immediately didn't trust her
Mhm.
was because she's kind of like this Sean Ryan guy. Sean Ryan, all of a sudden, Tucker's on his podcast.
Oh,
Alex
right.
Jones is bringing him up,
He just comes out of nowhere
and he's got
and he's
millions of
got like millions of
followers. He's
followers.
a Johnny Come Lately.
Nobody comes out of nowhere. It's the same thing in Hollywood.
Plus, he looks like a clone.
When all of a sudden there's a new actor or actress, they somehow sort of appear to have they came out of nowhere.
But they
That
always
doesn't
have like this grassroots backstory.
Yeah, I was 12 years old and I was in a play in some little hick town in Canada, and now I'm an A-list actor.
Who's that?
It
Who's
just
that?
happened.
Who's that?
Ethan Hawke.
Ethan Hawke
Their back
acting like he's just organically
their
popular.
backstories never really add up. It's like, okay, there's the
Ethan Hawke is obnoxious. Like I wouldn't
yeah,
hang out with that guy if I just met him at
and
McDonald's.
he's not like super handsome or anything, but they make up these backstories, and meanwhile there's like thousands of people like spinning their wheels going on auditions and stuff trying to like be these A-list actors, and it's like it's never gonna happen.
Well, this is the thing that made me suspicious of Candace. So back in 2017, I used to listen to Alex Jones every day, like
Hmm.
religiously.
Yeah.
Every day. That was how I got because I
News.
believed him. And I think that might have been a different dude than the one now.
I kind of wonder.
But anyways, now I'm starting to think maybe I'm wrong because he had Candace on his show back in 2017, and suddenly she's on the show,
Hmm.
and then so right off the bat, she's got this platform
Hmm.
with all these people listening to her, and I was like, why? And she was like, well, her backstory was I was in this leftist kind of like group, and all I said was maybe abortion shouldn't be used for birth control. And they were just like, oh my God, you need to go, which sounded fishy,
Yeah.
So Candace was foisted on everybody right from the start.
Right.
And then her backstory, of course, is like, well, so Kanye West texted that, or he tweeted that he likes the way I think.
And then I just
And
exploded. My
then
career blew up.
all I had to do was go to England and meet my handler, white husband, and then me and Charlie Kirk, because we used to listen to Kanye West while I was jogging. It's so good, you know. And Nick Fuentes is all me and Kanye West. We went to the Wash. So all of these people just get foisted on everybody. They
Right.
come out of the blue like Sean Ryan,
Yeah.
and they're the next big thing. Candace was that. So I had a German Shepherd moment with her right from the get-go. I never trusted her. But you, because I love you so much, I was like, well, I was like, Butterfly, if you like her, then we'll listen to her and but I was always like skeptical, but I would be like, okay, yeah, she was doing typical controlled opposition modus operandi.
Hmm.
What's their
Her
MO?
MO.
Her MO, the COMO. The COMO? It's Mario Como? No, no, no. It's the COMO.
COMO.
So the COMO is the modus operandi is truth,
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 truth.
truth, lies.
So
Truth, 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 lies.
yes, and she was even given carte blanche to say truths about that country from 1948.
Hmm.
And then now I'm starting to think, remember she had that one rabbi that was like at war with
Oh,
her, and
yeah.
he wore that weird costume.
Shmooey or something. Yeah.
And he was like so disgusting.
Oh, yeah. It was
But there
gross.
was like a war that was all script. Nothing
Yeah.
organic.
Whatever happened with that?
It was all
It
script.
just kind of went nowhere.
Well, it's kind of like when Alex Jones gets sued for $1 billion by the Sandy Hook victims.
Right.
And then
But he's still around and he still has a house
I'm
and
on vacation with the family in Hawaii. It's like, well, dude, how do you afford that? You got sued for $1 billion, you know? Dude, I want to see Alex Jones like living on the streets of Austin.
yeah.
And like, he's like having to reserve time in the library to go do his show. And then
Exactly.
he's got someone knocking on the door going, "Excuse me, we have a guy coming in to make pad thai noodles. You're gonna have to leave now." And Alex is going, "Okay, Info Warriors, I gotta go now, but buy my products."
Totally.
That's not happening.
No.
So everything is artificial.
Yeah.
Everything. And the thing is that the American people, they are so controlled by the media that they can just fall for the lies.
I know. It's sad.
But we are a new
Voice.
element.
Yeah.
And what we're doing is we're changing the discourse. And I think what's going to happen is our truth is going to be like, have you ever squirted Dawn in like a pot of grease?
No. What happened?
So like my mom and we made chicken.
Okay.
We baked the chicken in a glass baking dish,
Mm-hmm.
right? And the chicken came out really good, but the baking dish was filled with like crusty like grease
Mm-hmm.
stuck to it.
Yeah.
So what I had to do was I had to put water in it and a little bit of Dawn. And then what did the Dawn do? It breaks up the grease.
Oh.
We're Dawn.
We're done.
We're the dawn of a new day
Oh my
because
gosh.
we're going to be squirted into the pan and we're going to break up all the grease.
Exactly.
Because truth, what does it say? It says, a lie goes around the world before the truth can put its pants on.
Exactly.
We're the truth.
And you know what? I think there are a lot of people who are hungry for the truth. You know what I mean?
I think so.
Like they,
Our audience,
yeah, our audience, our listener, our 108 listeners are,
which is more than that.
which is,
More than that.
which
We
is,
have we have a pretty strong audience, I'm
yeah.
pretty sure.
Well, according to our analytics, they're all over the world.
We're all over the
There's
world.
only 108 of them, but they're all in every country of the world.
And Candace Owens is like using specific things that we bring up, like the pyramid scheme and clones.
Yeah. So I think
And that's just in the last few weeks.
they're hungry for the truth
Mhm.
and they're sick of being lied to. And I think even most of them are starting to see through the controlled opposition and they're starting to realize that those people are just another form of the media. You know what I mean? They're not, it's like they're not the right wing mainstream media. They're not the left wing mainstream media. They're like the so called alternative media, but they're still
They
mainstream.
all work for Satan.
Yeah,
What the hope is like the whole gist of this episode is they all turn on each other.
they do. They're like rabid dogs.
They're gonna turn on each other because if you get used by Satan, you're gonna get repaid.
Hmm.
And Satan uses his other minions. Like, remember Elon? He comes out and he goes, excuse me, Bono kept 99% of the AIDS benefit money,
Yeah.
And then Satan came out and he said, "Oh, excuse me, Elon, Bono is one of our henchmen. Okay. Bono can go out without having his conscience be afflicted at all and just tell people, yes, the people in Africa are starving and
And they
they
have
have
AIDS.
and they've taken AZT and even though Anthony Fauci created that and that makes them die, has nothing to do with the virus, but still send us money and I'll keep 99% of the money.
I'll take care of that money for
I'll
you.
take care of it for you. And but only 1% will build a McDonald's in Uganda, but I'll take the other billion and I'll put it in my pocket so my wife and I can go take a cruise. But that is how it works. So the controlled opposition, they come out and they act like they're your friend,
Hmm.
but it's all a big lie. And what happens is they get burned by each other.
Hmm.
So Elon burned Bono and now Bono got mad because I think Bono is kind of like, what's the name of that one? Ellen DeGeneres.
Oh yeah.
You know, I think some of those people, they're so psychopathic that Satan goes, good, good, good. You're in my inner sanctum because you like would murder people with my
You'll,
kids too.
yeah, like Ellen DeGeneres, there's like a lot of dead ex-girlfriends around her, I think. It's interesting.
She has that smile that's kind of like, hi, I'm super sweet, but I'd kill you. So I think what happens is they eventually turn on each other.
They do.
So what we have to do is just keep living our truth and remember that line. The lie goes around the world, for the truth puts its pants on. But the truth comes out when it's ready. And when
Exactly.
the truth comes out, it's dawn and it breaks up all the grease.
And that's what we are.
We're
We're
done.
done.
That's it.
Yeah.
Well, do you have anything else on this particular one?
I think this is a good place to stop this
This
one.
is our beginning of our 2026
I
year.
know.
So I think this is the beginning of our new season.
It is.
So I'm going to start a new season here.
Okay.
So this is going to be episode one, rabbit hole one of season number. What season are we in?
3.
It's season three.
Season 3.
I love it.
That was a good one.
Anything else?
Um, I think this episode will be especially good to one of our new listeners
Yes.
that I talked with recently, and I think he'll be happy to hear this.
Good.
Yeah.
And if you need to know what a German Shepherd moment is, go look at some of our previous episodes and we'll explain what it is.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, I'll talk to you soon.
Bye.